Hola. No. I went to a startup event last week, really liked it. It's at a place called Switch Yards in Atlanta. If you haven't heard about it, I think they're doing some great stuff about B2C brands. And I really like the concept of the founders. They're the co-founders of Scout Mob. And so they really wanted to reinvest into this community and building B2C winners out of Atlanta. Right now, we have Atlanta Tech Village, which is known for B2B winners, but B2C is just business to consumer, and B2B is business to business. And so some of these startups that come out of there, they're brilliant. They just shock me. They are well funded, or at least they look like they're well funded. They are well put together. The founders seem to be pulling information from other fields. So they already have a team together. When I had my startup, it was just me. So I'm so encouraged by what's going on there. But I met a gentleman that had these cool ideas about, he was kind of owning a contracting business or a construction business. I can't remember which one, but he did a lot of remodels. And so he was talking to me, and we had a pretty lengthy discussion on how he can carvanize, carvanize, however you would say it, how you would do the equivalent of Carvana, which, if you haven't heard of Carvana, it's like the Simple but for cars. If you haven't heard of Simple, then I don't know what to tell you. Basically, these are places or businesses that take the salesperson and the business, like like the actual business building, and put them all online, so it cheapens the transaction for the customer. It's also a little bit more transparent. There aren't as many hidden fees. You don't have to deal with, especially in Carvana's place, you don't have to deal with someone saying, I'm going to go back to my manager and see if I can. No, I saw what the price was online and give me that price on walk-in. So you don't have to deal with that. The price is the price. It's usually not necessarily at retail, but a little higher than wholesale. So you might get a little spread or a Vic on that. What I really love about this guy and his idea is that he had been toying with the strategy of building a platform to connect buyers and sellers, or in this case, buyers and contractors, and putting them together. And then he would take a platform spread, which happens all the time. I see people like Hux do it. You see Yelp do it in some sense. TaskRabbit, they just take the spread. Uber, they take a little piece of the thing to kind of like a finder's fee, if you will. They don't name it a finder's fee, but that's basically what it is. It's saying, hey, I introduce you to person A, and person B, I let you on my platform. So I'm gonna take money out of somebody's pocket. You just gotta decide which one it's gonna be. So he really had an awesome idea where he could do the platform fee, he could also do the finder's fee, and then he could also charge people to be on the platform together. I've seen it before. I've seen it be really successful, and he had the right niche. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if I had the money, I would totally invest in this. All that to say, when you are looking at your industry, if you're looking for a way to get better or get ahead of the competition, do what I do, what I love doing. I love going on product hunt or going on different types of businesses and companies that are outside my industry and figuring out how they're putting things together. Because if I can pull something from here and something from here, let's say this was technology, this one's psychology, and put them into a financial planning industry, well, if no one else is pulling from those two places, even if they are, the chances that they're pulling from the exact same entities or institutions are very slim. But by and large, they're not even pulling from the same industries. So if I pull these two together and put them in kind of a wrapping of context, which would be the financial planning industry, then I can probably blow everyone else out of the water just from incorporating ideas that they would never think to put together. Well, take that as, guys, you got to start thinking innovatively. Got to. There are only a few people out here that can think of ideas from scratch and put them from ideation into a product and make it sell a lot. Most people are pulling from other industries. I haven't read this book, but it's on my book list, Steal Like an Artist. It was recommended to me by a guy I met about 2 years ago at a tech startup type of event, and I was talking about how I like to pull from different places, and that's how I innovate in my own industry. And he was like, "Oh, you need to read Steal Like an Artist." So it's on my book list. But from what I explained in the context that he had, I'm assuming that it has to do with the same type of mentality where you don't need to reinvent the wheel, but you can make the wheel better. You can make it lighter. You can make it cheaper to build. You can make it more accessible. There's so many ways to take this wheel, and instead of reinventing it, making the offering of the wheel better to your consumers. So that's what I would encourage you to do today. Make the offering of the wheel better to your consumers than your competitors. You don't have to reinvent it. You don't have to go that far. Just make it better. Make it a better experience. Make it a better product. And then you will have a better chance at winning against your competitors. Guys, thank you so much. You're here. If you're reading this or listening to this, I don't know how I'm going to produce this content, but the fact that you're consuming any content at all means that you've come across it. Hopefully you've seen the other videos. Hopefully you've seen what we're trying to do with this thing. We're trying to make it into a platform or content, a place where education is king and we can help people for free. YouTube is the second largest search engine besides the parent company that owns them. So what I really want to do in the future is have a bunch of content producers all pitch in videos, all pitch in ideas. And then we can kind of have an online magazine of sorts, but only in video. Anyways, again, just taking an idea, not reinventing anything, just taking ideas, putting in there an online magazine with only videos. This is what this channel will be for. You heard it here first. Don't try and take my idea.